There, little one. I know you're hungry, but not to worry. We have a new guest checking in today. A very special one, yes, but don't get too excited. You need to be patient. You'll have your time for a nibble. You must take turns. We've been waiting for them for quite some time. We knew they'd be coming, asking about Clarissa. We have so much to tell them, so much to share with them, don't we? I told you, you'll get your chance. Oh, looks like you've already arrived. Go on now, my dear. Hello, Stefan. We've been waiting for you. Jeremy. Oh, it's okay. We all know your real name, Stefan. You'd like to go with Jeremy Smith? It's oddly reminiscent of John Smith, but sure. We love to play games here at the Moonlight Manor, so I'm sure the members would love to play your little name game. But welcome in to the Moonlight Manor. How was your journey here? It was long, wasn't it? Yeah, coming all the way from Minneapolis, was it? Pursuing your journalism career? It's been going rough for you, hasn't it? Such a difficult industry to make it in. Well, not to worry, I think you'll find comfort and companionship here at the Moonlight Manor. We all know Clarissa did. I don't know if you could exactly say you're friends with Clarissa. It's been so long since you've seen her, since anyone has really seen her. You'd like to pay her a visit? Well, Clarissa is quite busy, but can see if she can make time for you. She's one of our most esteemed members now. The new Clarissa, that is. So, perhaps you'll get a chance to reconnect. It was such a shame when her children came to visit and they wandered off down to the creek and didn't come back. She never shed a tear. I think it's hard to connect with children that aren't your own anymore. We were so sorry to hear about that, but you can always go and visit their plaques, the cemetery, if you'd like. Perhaps you can write about that and the sorrows or whatnot. Well, we better get you checked in then. We always offer a complimentary drink to all our guests upon arrival. I know you're thirsty. Jeremy, right? Jeremy. But unfortunately, it wasn't a question. So, why don't you drink the Kool-Aid, okay? Trust me, it's nice and sweet. It'll bring you back to your college days and all that trouble you got into. Don't worry. None of those bad memories will follow you here to the Moonlight Manor. You can reinvent yourself if you'd like. Okay. Let's see. So, you would not like to go by Stefan, you said? Jeremy Smith? Right, what a fun name. Okay. And we have you on the first floor. We always recommend keeping your windows shut at night, especially when being on the first floor. Makes it so easy for outsiders to come in. Oh, do I? Must have been from my snack earlier. Oh, they were so good. I love when you can still taste the fear, but also the hopes and dreams they had. Who knows what hopes and dreams you'll have here at the manor? That is, if you decide to stay a while. So we have you booked in for a week, just one day longer than when Clarissa came, and she stayed for ever. Perhaps you will too. Okay. Well, we have many amenities here at the Moonlight Manor, especially since our recent renovations. For example, we have our new spa wing, which is especially indulgent for those such as you who've been dealing with plenty of stress and need to relax, wind down. We have some different treatments that you might like to explore. Or maybe you could write an article about them and send it off to Vogue or Elle, or, the obituaries. Those are my favorite to read. We have our cocoon experience. This is great for a rebirth. We wrap you so tight, and it's almost suffocating, the feeling. Extremely claustrophobic, but in all the right ways, of course. I think it could be good for you. I know you have that memory from when you were a child, being in the closet, scared, night. It was so difficult to the household that you grew up in. So it could bring back those fond memories. Here at the Moonlight Manor, we try to look at the darkness as, well, a new light. That's what Clarissa did, and look at her now. Well, who knows if you'll be able to, but we also have our oxygen reclamation. This is a very new treatment that we're offering. We withhold the oxygen from the body, and we find that it lets you really appreciate what you have. You're hardly touching your drink, Jeremy. Take another sip. Good. Isn't it yummy? If you feel tingly, you can just ignore that. You'll be guided by my voice. Just focus on me, okay? Try not to get lost. The last thing we'd want is you following the voices down one of the corridors. We want your stay to be prolonged. It's no fun when you don't get to play with your food. Another treatment we have is my personal favorite. It's the cell rejuvenation. That one, we do a similar treatment to that of many celebrities, and we use blood to basically rejuvenate the skin for a more youthful look. You'd hardly be able to guess my age. Go ahead, why don't you guess? Oh, Jeremy, don't flatter me. It won't get you anywhere nice. Okay, well, if the spa doesn't intrigue you too much, you can also take a dip in our new indoor pool. I know I love to go for a good midnight swim. Now, we do warn our guests, though, that the pool is deeper than it appears, and sometimes it's hard to even tell where the bottom is. Previous guests might try to pull you under to play deeper in the pool. So make sure you're very good at treading water or holding your breath. Perhaps both. We don't recommend the pool if you're not a strong swimmer. Nobody likes when their food is soggy. Now, if you'd like to do a little bit of shopping, we also have our Room 13 boutique, and you can get beautiful pieces like the one I'm wearing now. Perhaps you could take it home to, was it Stephanie or Andrea who you were seeing? I believe it was Andrea. Found out about Stephanie, and oh, what a mess that caused. If you'd like, you can always invite other guests to your room. We'd love to have Andrea. I adore her bangs. They're so pretty. Then you guys could take a midnight dip together. And you could treat her to a nice spa facial, specifically the cell rejuvenation. Now, in the Room 13 boutique, you can also look at some of the artifacts and explore the lost and found. I love wandering through the racks and seeing what other guests have left upon their disappearance. Upon their checkout. We'll see what you leave behind. Although, based on your current outfit, I don't think it'll be anything too useful to our members. Okay. Now, I know you adore all things words and books, so I imagine you want to explore our map room and take a look at the library. You've heard about our map room, have you? Not many people make it out of here to talk about our rooms, but tell me more. What have you heard? Oh, we do have a wide variety of maps. Some that are exclusive just to us here at the Moonlight Manor. Oh, what are you doing out of your room? No, you aren't ready yet. Go back. You know what happens. Go back. You need your rest. Good. Sorry about that. One of our guests is doing a detox, you could say, so they just must stay in their rooms at all times, you know. Yes, the map room, you can definitely explore that if you'd like. Take a look at the areas around the manor, including the cemetery, which is my favorite place to wander. You may even find your own tombstone ready and waiting for you. Of course, if there are any changes you'd like us to make, we can do so. Now we'll have to cross out Stefan and put Jeremy. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but I'm sure it'll have the same taste. The must be mistaken. There's no town nearby. Clarissa spoke of a town. Clarissa doesn't speak anymore. Well, depends if about this town or not. No, the town hasn't ever been here. I'm not sure what you're speaking of. Perhaps the travels have gotten to you. See, this is why you should take some time at the spa and rest. Now, one thing to note if you do want to wander into the cemetery is just make sure you leave before the fog rolls in, otherwise you'll get lost, and who knows if you'll make it back to the manor. We don't really like going out into the fog either. We've lost members to it. No one is safe from the fog, okay? So, just make sure you come back in time, especially for dinner. As we told our dear Clarissa, not to worry about any dietary restrictions. We know all of your allergies, and I know how you never eat your leafy greens. It's probably why you're so tired all the time. You're not getting enough iron. We'll have to fix that. Otherwise, you won't taste as good. So, we'll cook you whatever you'd like, and we also have a very special supper going on. It's our silent supper, and you'll have a mask arrived to your door, delivered to your door on a beautiful platter, and all of our guests will be wearing masks, the same exact masks, and you'll be given a nice sort of dress, I guess you could say. Cloak. Yes, cloak, a better word for it. And with that, you'll wear to this dinner, and it's silent. And whoever speaks first will be dessert. Pardon? Sorry, they'll get dessert last, is what I should say. Everyone else will feast first. Okay? It's a fun tradition. We're starting the silent suppers. It's very, very special. We've worked on it for quite a while now, many months. Clarissa actually was leading that project. It's her idea. It's in the beautiful banquet hall. I wouldn't recommend bringing your writing utensils though, because even the click of a pen could be disturbing to some. Specifically me. Okay? Though there are a few other members who have their eye on you. By that I mean I think I'll get along well with a lot of the members here at the Moonlight Manor. Some even used to be journalists back in the 20s. Even the 1800s, was it? So long ago. Now, we also have a new outdoor activity, which is our garden maze. It's so fun, and we'd recommend going with other guests. I'm sure you'll get acquainted with many of whom, and you can go out into the maze together. Make sure you don't get lost, okay? The maze can feel like it's ever-changing and growing, and the ivy just wraps and wraps and wraps around you, but it's oh so fun. We love the thrill, and we have little plaques for previous guests who've stayed with us. For example, we have a plaque out there for Clarissa's dear cousin. She goes out often and visits his plaque. We tell her she has to. Her memories are still being loaded. Anyways, so you could go out there and enjoy the maze and the gorgeous roses that seem like they're always about to die, just perfectly wilted. I love them. And the putrid smell that lingers. It's inviting, but I don't think your nose will be strong enough to pick it up. Boop. So cute. Okay, now, as mentioned, I think you'll pair well with some of the other guests here. Specifically, I think you'll get along well with Todd. He checked in just a few days ago, and he actually was coming up this way on a business trip and got lost. He thought there was a town nearby as well. I'm not sure where everyone is getting that from, but he's here now, and his checkout date is not yet determined, if it ever will be. And so I think you two would get along well. Yes, it's always good to bond, especially in our final moments, you know. Forming human connection is so important. Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that what your mom always said? It's about connecting. That was until all of that negative childhood memories happened. Those negative events, it must have been so traumatic for you as a child, Jeremy. So I don't blame you for wanting to change your name and trying to escape it all. That's what Clarissa did, and look at her now, she's thriving. Okay, well, some activities that perhaps you and Todd might want to play are, we actually even have another lady here, Miss Sue, yes. She's the sweetest, most darling thing. A little bit older, but I'm sure she'll still taste yummy. She's just so naive. Yes, I'm sure you'll try to save her. I'm sure you'll try to save them all from, well, themselves. It's not like there's anything to be needing to be saved from at the Moonlight Manor. You're safe. Here, you're safe with us as long as you're with us. So, some games you might want to play with them, such as the elevator game. This one's really fun. You can see if you can make it down to the basement. We have a few, so just make sure you are going to the correct basement, because we wouldn't want you to end up the wrong one. The elevator doesn't always come back up. Okay, that's always a fun one, the elevator game. We also have the nightly reflection hour in our mirrored hallway. This one's really fun. You guys can trade reflections and write your deepest secrets on the mirrors. It's important that our guests bond here at the Moonlight Manor, especially with the big 31st coming up, Halloween night. We're so excited. It's going to be a full moon and quite the feast. We've invited members from across the country. We have more guests coming later today, and it's going to be a full house. So that's why it's important to have games in your back pocket when you're trying to bond with people and make friends, because you didn't always have the best luck at making friends growing up. I'm sure that's why you're so eager to try and find Clarissa and get your old friend back. Although you have to remember, Jeremy, we all change. Isn't that right, Stephen? Clarissa's different now, but she's better, in my opinion. You ask her ex-husband, well, he went crazy, so guess you can't really ask him. His opinion doesn't hold much value anymore, does it? Anywho, you could also play hide and seek. This one is a fun one, of course, a classic game. But of course, you may only hide in the unoccupied rooms. It's really important that you only hide in the unoccupied rooms, because if you go into one of the rooms and there's a lady in there dressed in all black, bright red eyes. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. We've lost members to her. She's taken souls. But she was here first, so we respect her wishes and who she chooses to take. We just wouldn't want it to be you. There's so much potential, don't you? Well, we'll see. You still have some more drink. Drink up. Good. It's important to drink up. How are you feeling? Has it kicked in yet? Well, just the sugar. No? You might have a higher tolerance. Let me make note of that, just for dinner services. Okay. Breakfast? We used to serve breakfast, but we don't anymore. We find after the sleep, you don't really feel hungry in the mornings. We do want to note we've had a few issues lately with a couple of our more long-term guests. If you wake up and you see someone in the corner of the room crawling about, don't be alarmed, please. If you make a fuss, it'll be more dangerous for the both of you. They're just going through a transition phase, okay? So if you could just respect that, it'd be lovely. We don't give them keys to the room. Somehow they just always find a way in. It's kind of admirable, though, isn't it? It's the crawling, though, that might be a little bit, terrifying. Now, if you'd like some other more regular activities, of course, we have Ouija boards and seances and whatever you might want, okay? We even have a fun activity called contortion for the brain and soul. It's like our take on yoga. Okay. So, how are you feeling for your stay? Like you have work to do. Yes, I know you're so eager to publish an article about the truth behind the Moonlight Manor, but Jeremy, this is the truth. We are just a manor. And some of our guests choose to stay forever, like Clarissa, and that is not our fault if they choose to stay. And it's also not our fault if they happen to wander into the fog or down a corridor in the basement and disappear either. Everyone has a choice. What will yours be? I guess we'll find out. With your writing skills, I don't think even a published article would do that well. I mean, seriously. Who goes with Helvetica as a font? Now, is there any special requests you have for your room? Some people prefer a cot for the crawlers when they come in at night. Sometimes it's best to just have a separate bed for them in case they want to, climb in. Okay, I'll put a cot in your room just in case. And would you like any more drinks delivered to your room? Anything like that? How are you enjoying it? It's good, right? Told you you'd like it. We know you better than you do. And in terms of checkout, is there anyone you'd like us to call to pick you up, or? Okay. Of course. We like to cover all of our bases. And what's the credit card you'll be paying with? Yes, we have that one on file already from when you made the booking. Perfect. Now, we'll just need to see your driver's license, of course. Would you like to show us Stefan's or Jeremy's? We'll take either. Okay. Oh, what a lovely photo of you. I'll be sure to keep that. Look at the sparkle in your Okay. Now, we'll have the bellman bring your bags to your room. Is there any other questions you have? When can you see Clarissa? Right, as I said, Jeremy, Clarissa is in her chamber and she's working very, very hard. Some people actually do make a career out of their lives, and others just constantly pursue it and fail time and time again. Okay? You must leave her be. Perhaps she's attending her own journalism pursuits. Well, maybe you'll get to see her at our silent dinner, although if you do speak to her, you know there will be consequences. Like I said, Clarissa's changed, so even if you do happen to meet at some point in the cemetery, just be gentle with her. Her eyes are still healing when we replaced them. Okay? So, why don't we let you rest in your room for a little bit? You have such a big week coming up. Trust me, after this, you're gonna feel drained. So, I will get you all settled in here, their documentation, and you can leave your bags. Like I said, I'll let the bellman bring them up. But we're so excited to have you, Jeremy. Thank you so much for choosing the Moonlight Manor as your final stay.